How you doing? It's Pepe. And I want to come one more time with another story time. I first of all, I just want to say Happy Thanksgiving to you. This week, this coming week is this coming Thursday. It's Thanksgiving, and I hope you and your family enjoy yourselves. Right after that is Christmas, and Christmas is one of my favorite, probably is my favorite holiday. And I want to share with you a little bit about probably the greatest Christmas gift, definitely the greatest Christmas gift I've ever received. And maybe one of the greatest gifts ever. Let me just take you back for a little bit. After I got out of the military, I was a single father for a little while. That's going to be another story coming real soon. But I'm going to fast forward to the time I met my current wife, my only wife, a wife of 21 years now. And we met, came together as a blended family. My wife, at the time, our daughter was 11, 12 years old. And my son was about 3, 4 years old, maybe 4 or 5, somewhere around there. And we all became one family. I don't know if you've ever been in a blended family. It has great blessings and great challenges. One of the things that probably made it a lot easier for my son was he was so young, and his biological mother really didn't play too much a role in his life. So he clung right on to my wife as his mom, and that's the only mom that he has in his memory banks. However, our 11-year-old, 12-year-old, especially at that such a challenging time right there in that preteen era time, now there's a new man being introduced into her life. And my daughter was very introverted, very quiet, kept things on the inside, which she still is. That's just how she is in a lot of ways, but not as much now as she used to be, but nevertheless. So me now coming into this household, this family, this new family, it had its challenges. One of the challenges was I never really knew where I stood in her life. I mean, one of the things that happened was, I remember so many times calling her my daughter in private, in public, and yet when, even when we would have conversation with one another, I remember, like, I would call her by her name, and she would just say, well, good morning, or hello. It was never my name, or sir, or mister, or anything. It was just an acknowledgement of my whatever I said. But never any personalization added, never any title, definitely not dad or stepdad or whatever, nothing. It was just hi, if I said hi, or good morning, or whatever. So, because she's introverted, I never really knew where my place was, never knew if I was really making an impact, and so we just kind of went through the relationship, I mean, we had great times and things of that nature. It's just, I just didn't know. It wasn't articulated as far as our relationship. So then she went into the Air Force. And I remember after boot camp, she went to her duty station, and it was probably one of the first Father's Days that she was away. And I remember getting something in the mail, and I just opened the card, and it was a Father's Day card, and I just remember my wife walks in, and I'm just like, tears are just like streaming down my eyes because it said, "Happy Father's Day, Dad." And she'd never, ever said that before, never used that title term toward me before. So that was special. Well, like I said, very, very emotional for me. That was a very touching thing for me, but that pales in comparison to this. So a few years later, she comes home for Christmas. And, we're giving gifts. It's Christmas time. It's that time of year. And we're under the tree, and everyone's opening these packages up and all of that. And she was home. She was home from her duty station. We were passing out gifts and all of that. And all of a sudden, she passes me a gift in this box, and I open the package, and there's a card in there. ID card. A military ID card at that. And sitting there, I'm staring at this military ID card, and I'm like, what? And I look at it, and it's my daughter. It's her face. I didn't get it, and then they just start laughing, and people start laughing, and I'm looking around in amazement, and they said, look at the card, read it. I look down at the card, and right there, it's her first name and my last name. She legally went and changed her name to mine, my last name. I said to myself, I was not going to do this. It seems like I never tell the story without tearing up just a little bit. Because if there are any stepfathers that are out there, if any men that have had to come in and kind of assume the role, and pick up the slack for someone else that's not there, and try to love and nurture and direct. And sometimes when you do it, it's a thankless job. Sometimes you don't even know if you're doing it right. Most of the time it's like that. You just keep serving, you just keep loving, you just keep trying, you just keep doing, because it's what you're supposed to do. And like I said, you don't know the impact that you're making. All right, I'm gonna stop. Ooh. You don't know sometimes the impact that we make in people's lives. And you might not get it immediately. You're not going to get the satisfaction immediately, took some time. It took some time for me to realize, for her to realize. But we left breadcrumbs along the way, deposits of love, so she could be able to find her way and see. And so if you're out there right now in that same situation and you're trying to love some kids, that sometimes is tough. They say stuff to you, and mind you, my daughter never said you're not my dad or anything like that, but the sense of that is always there. That feeling is always there. Am I going to cross a boundary that I shouldn't, or whatever it might be? And being a stepfather is a rewarding but very challenging position to be in. And stepmother also. So for you who are out there and doing the job, sacrificing and loving and giving, there's a Bible verse that says, don't grow weary in well-doing. For due season you shall reap if you faint not. In other words, it's just saying, don't give up in doing what's right and doing what's good. For in time, you're going to get that reward, that harvest. But just like a harvest, it takes work, hard work, and time. Thank you, friend, for taking time with me, and God bless. Take care. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe. Check out some of these videos.